United. First season, first episode. Honestly, I'm just so glad. I just need to get this off my chest. I'm just so excited. I'm just happy. I'm just geeked that finally I've just come to this point, you know what I mean? I'm just over, trying to plan for the perfect production and the perfect set and then perfect this and the perfect that. I've not started this channel because I felt I just needed this, I needed that, and you just create things in your mind at times. So yeah, I just needed to just start this. It's been years in the making, literally 4+ years. I remember having to sit in the car with a friend. We'd probably chill literally every night, sitting in the car, literally killing a spliff, laptop out, music on, and we'd just literally discuss like podcast stuff. Before it was a thing, 6-7 years ago probably, and we'd just sit there and talk about how we would kill this podcast game and all of that. Of course, so much has happened over the last 6-7 years, but yeah, man, this is something I've been wanting to do. I'm a diehard United fan, so yeah, man, I don't play with my team. It's critical that I have this channel because I need to hold these guys accountable. I've always wanted to have my own platform where we really can hold them accountable without trying to bash them, because they're humans at the end of the day. They have their own stuff going on. They have lives. Everything else is moving while we just care about football. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just want us to have a platform where we can actually chat about football, real football, not what a lot of the dudes overseas are doing. I won't mention names obviously, but yeah, man, just a hardcore United fan. I'd love to just one day be able to have a bit of a fan club where we can just move around the country, host games, just chat to people, chat to United fans, and then eventually gather a group for us to all go. Maybe it's first time goers, or maybe not even. Have a group go to, OT and kind of just experience it as South Africans, you know what I mean? That would be the end goal. But of course, you've got a lot of work to do, guys. Thank you for tuning in if you have. This is obviously the first of many. I'm going to do this as much as I can. Of course, I'm not always at home watching the game, so it will be sometimes tricky to kind of record and get to come and interact with you guys. But we here. The first episode is obviously busy with it now, so I'm just hoping that at least after every game, 5 now in the morning a.m. And I wanted to record this when the game ended yesterday at 11. But yeah, I won't lie to you, I was just exhausted, I was just too tired from this week. So here we are, first episode of the first season of Forever United, as you can see. And yeah, guys, I don't want to talk too much anymore. I just want us to go over yesterday's game, go over everything that we kind of managed to see with our own eyes finally. And yeah, whether we take stock or we don't take too much stock in what we saw. Yeah, I need us to at least go over it, see what was happening, and yeah, let's talk about it. Too much to talk about. Obviously, I just want to go over the squad as we saw it yesterday. I mean, I have no issues. Onana was solid. Was quite solid at the back. Never honestly had issues with him. Yes, he has his mistakes here and there, but guys, the keeping position is just the hardest on the pitch. Full stop. Obviously, scoring goals is difficult, but I think keeping is obviously the most difficult because 90% of the things that are happening are not in your hands. You have shots coming off of players. It's just a very tricky position. Half of the time you can't see what's going on. It's just a reaction, you know. So honestly, all the hate Onana was getting last year, I couldn't stand for it. Honestly, number two is a player of color. Number one is a player of color. Number two is African. So I mean, he has all my support. You know, he was very solid. Um, Solid in the air, which I think we've lost out on a good keeper in De Gea. Not to go back, guys, you know, just briefly though, we've lost out on a very good goalkeeper. Yes, he was not good in the air. Yes, he was not commanding or in corner situations, set pieces. But like, what is United's coaches? What are United's coaches doing? You know, how are you not able to help a dude command his box, and from a corner he comes out, he's physical, punches balls out, makes sure he rises higher than anyone before anybody else. I mean, that's coachable stuff. That is so coachable. So for us, we literally had one of the best shot stoppers, hands all with his feet, and that was his gift with his feet, you know. But we just couldn't. That's the United way. It's a United problem. We just struggle to identify ways of helping players, you know, elevating them, finding solutions for them to get better. You know, nobody improves, you know. So on the Onana thing, I don't wanna talk too much about him. He had some decent saves, especially that first one in the first serious one in the 12th minute. That was solid for me. Let's move on to Diallo. Alright, so this one is very tricky. It's very kind of annoying for me because I don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with Diogo, right? I just think for us to get rid of AWB, right? For him not crossing, let's just say, right? Or not being as effective in an attacking position, right? So we get rid of him for that. We have Diallo playing on the left, which he's not going to be as effective, right? Anytime you need a right footer to come and turn and then cross the ball, if ever he does, it just goes against the flow of things, you know. Diallo crossed the ball about 2 times yesterday. One really good cross to Bruno, and even then, I mean, I didn't see anything Wan-Bissaka wouldn't have been able to do. You know, instead we've lost out on someone that can actually defend, which just doesn't make sense to me. I get that every single football's just changed in such a way that fullbacks need to be attackers now, but we can't all do that, you know. And there needs to be a point in where we need our defenders to just be solid enough to defend, you know. Leave the rest of the stuff, leave the rest of the Alexander Arnold stuff to those type of guys because they can't defend at the end of the day. So I was quite annoyed with that. It takes away his effectiveness by being able to whip those balls from the right, you know, and then you go and play him on the left where he's not doing that as much. He's not there to help Rashford. It just, you know, anyways, let's keep it moving. So the Diallo one, I think that's one player I wouldn't have mind getting rid of. in all honesty, get some big money for him. I don't have hates towards him. Every player on the squad, I appreciate every player on the squad. I love, honestly, because he's wearing the badge. But yeah, I will be honest about a lot of the dudes, you know. Um, but anyways, yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's move to Slabhead Maguire. Yo, guys, Maguire had a pretty decent game yesterday, I'm not gonna lie. Definitely probably like at least a 6. At the very least, at least a 6. Solid in the air, was very commanding in the air, you know, wasn't waiting for balls to kind of get to him, but was kind of stepping in front of the attackers, the forwards, and putting his head onto it. The passing wasn't too bad. I love the diagonals. One thing I love about Maguire, I love the diagonals. Those diagonal passes are key, you know. So I was okay. I was not impressed or not, you know. Obviously, I'm very hard on him. Still am, always will be. Um, but yeah, no, he was quite solid. That we cannot deny. But then again, I don't think it is even a Spurs attack, you know, where there's a lot going on. You've got your Madisons, you've got guys that want to turn a lot. So it was very easy to defend a counter-attacking flow where they're just coming at us, you know. But I think once he has to kind of think a little bit and deal with more of the cutting and the turning he's gonna struggle. But good performance yesterday. I'm not gonna take that away from him. That's the type of attitude, that's the type of demeanor, that's the type of, you know, you'll never see Martinez not trying to place the ball for a free kick and not pushing anyone away. You know, you just need that fear that you need to instill in guys, you know. Not the smiling about, and yeah, of course you shake each other's hands, you hug each other after the game, but while for that 90 minutes that we're on that pitch, we need to literally, you know, fight tooth and nail, bro. So yeah, I mean, those four so far are pretty good. And then let me add Mazraoui as well. He was solid. Another African compatriot. So yeah, you know, won't ever really be too hard on him. He's representing us. So yeah, man. He was very solid though. Reminds me a lot of Wan-Bissaka. I don't think, me being honest, I don't think he was necessarily what we are missing. You know, he was solid, but I saw similarities with Wan-Bissaka. Exact same thing basically. Just a very solid guy, defends really well. He wasn't putting any balls in. You know, wasn't putting any balls in. So why did we sell our best one-on-one defender? Why did we sell our very best defensive player? You know, when it comes to taking on wingers, you know, it really is kind of flawed, but it is what it is, man. I mean, he was solid very first game. He hasn't been there for even 2 weeks. So of course that's never easy. Big up to him. But I kind of already had a feeling what we'd get, and I can't say I'm necessarily that impressed. Yeah, you must keep it up. But I really, really, truly see similarities with AWP. That's just me being honest. And then, yeah, we gotta keep it moving. My two boys in the mid. Oh, man. Man. Cassie, it's very solid yesterday. I have no issues with that guy. Um, you know, last season he was getting a lot of flack, and I don't understand it. That's why I need us to have this platform, guys, because a lot of the guys really have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, this guy has honors that no one can even dream of having in the squad, right? And he came into the squad about, 2 seasons ago, and literally transformed United. He's like a top 3, top 2 CDM in the league. This guy was making stops, this guy was making passes, this guy was scoring a little bit, he was a threat in the air. And then last season, when everyone's going through nonsense, Rashford's not able to play, nobody really is shining, Casemiro's to blame. It just doesn't make sense, man. He's one of our best players with the most experience. We just need to stop disrespecting that guy. Honestly, as United fans, please, some of them just need to stop disrespecting this guy. Out of everyone, technically, as a game reader, he's absolutely one of the best. To be honest, he's better than Declan Rice. I know it sounds crazy now in terms of like the age dynamic and stuff, and how many years Declan still has ahead, but yes, like right now, still he definitely for me is. You know, Declan's amazing. I love him, but he still needs to learn the other dimensions of football. You know, Casemiro is just very solid. He wasn't born yesterday, man. Like he's been doing this. So he really is someone you can count on. You just need the right players to kind of assist him, because once he goes in with the yellow card early in the game, then obviously there's going to be trouble, because, yeah, he is quite clumsy at times. But it's not someone I'm ever going to talk about, really. If you check my notes, if you just check my notes, I don't even have anything to say about him, honestly. Like, I'm just freestyling here. But these two, I just won't talk about them. Kobe and Casemiro. Nothing to say, please. You guys can have a bad game, but I know you won't repeat it. You won't have 2 bad games. You won't have 3 bad games. So you guys are basically the nucleus of our team. So Kobe, very, 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 very good game. Like that guy, he's just one of those biscuit type of guys. Busquets, he's just the tackles that he put in yesterday. I mean, I saw at least 4 ball wins, which is not easy to do. Solid in a small space, doesn't lose ball. His close control is just second to none, man. That kid, he's really a gem, man. We need to make sure that we keep that kid. We need to make sure we protect that kid. We need to make sure we help him grow. We need him to grow. We shouldn't expect a lot of him. We need him to grow. And just gradually, because from the day he set foot into that team, he's been so impressive, man. And for such a young kid to be playing better than Bruno, your captain, playing better than a lot of the other guys that should be setting an example, is actually an embarrassment. It's actually an embarrassment, and it's sad. So big up to that dude. He must just keep doing his thing. And yeah, my one issue I had yesterday, when I saw the starting lineup, right? I'm not gonna lie. I was like, okay, number 1, Maguire starting. I don't understand that, but okay, cool. Mateus is there. I mean, against Fulham at home, first game, I would have thrown him in the deep end. That's just me. But okay, cool. Maybe there were other issues, fitness-wise or whatever. Understandable. All right, cool. Then you have Mason Mount was the big question mark. I love him. But for some very strange reason, I thought with the pivot I thought it would work better with Casemiro and Scotty. I don't know why. As soon as I saw the lineup, I'm like, Mason. I love him. But honestly, I would have played Kobe at 10 when Mason was playing, and then play Scotty and Casemiro deeper, just behind Kobe. But that's personally just me. but that was my first immediate reaction as soon as I saw the starting lineup. So already I felt like it was a bit flawed, but yeah, that's cool. Anyways, we move on to Diallo. Ahmad didn't have a great game yesterday. I don't want to talk too much about him. African got my heart, you know. But performance-wise yesterday, he just wasn't on the ball. Tried a little bit, but yeah, nah. I think this is obviously his season. It should have been last year. Bearing in mind how terrible we were and how far down we were in the log. So I think that should have been his opportunity to just play every game. You know, the last even 20 games, last 15, knowing that we can't get top four, let him play. So Eric really dropped the ball on that last year. So now it feels like for me it's kind of like almost a trial season for him now, you know, when it should be his breakout now. You know, he should be on that Alejandro level now, you know, scoring, assisting. If we struggle with Rashford or Jaden, he should be the person we can rely on, you know. But technically, he is, I think, one of the best. He's definitely our best winger technically. You know, and dealing with the small space, dealing with the pressure, dealing with more than one man. Um, so yeah, I mean, it wasn't a good game yesterday, but I'll let that slide any day. Now the last two gents, of course, let's talk about Rashford. Let's talk about Rashford, guys. So when it comes to this guy, I am extremely tough on him, right? But I think I need to be. Because this is a young man that knows the club, has come through the ranks, was very on that wonder boy tip back in the day when he's playing with Rooney and Martial, and so he had this big head that he felt like couldn't deflate, you know. And even then, I'm not gonna lie, I did not see a star, you know. I think United was really trying to kind of emulate that wonder kid vibe with Ronaldo, but it just, yeah, he's just not as technical, you know. The kid was quick, he had a good shot on him, but technically not sound. Still today, I haven't seen growth. It's been years, there really has not been any growth. And yesterday kind of just proved that to me. You know, I didn't need yesterday's game to see that, but he's just a hero ball type of guy. You know, he gets the ball in the wing and he was just running, just running, just running. You know, emzansi sibiza iskope njah, like kick and run, kick and run, kick and run. You know, and in today's age, I mean, a top winger who should be considered one of the world's best, I mean, has to be way better than that, you know. We need that Rafael level. We need that Kylian, basically, you know, because Rashford was on the scene way before Kylian, you know. And the expectations were always very high for him, way before the time, you know. So, not to bash the dude, there are obviously some positives, but still, I think technique is very kind of one-dimensional. But there's nothing we can do about it. It's United's baby. I'ma just keep it moving. And then we've got Bruno, our captain, who just signed a new contract. Don't really know why, but okay, cool. Playing at the false nine doesn't make sense to me. You know, you have Zirkzee on the bench. Yes, it might be a fitness thing, but even if you play him for, always remember, Forever United. See you next week. The Premier League is back. Enjoy the league. Enjoy all the football today. It is almost 6 o'clock here. So, much love, y'all. Spread love. Always remember, forever united, love. Spoy is a real king, man.